today I thought I would try something a little bit different. Go back to the very beginning, to the artist that really inspired me to pour paint, Holton Rower. I've seen one of his work, well, tower, in a museum when I was going to art school. We went to visit a museum in Montreal, and there it was, huge tower with paint all around it and on the floor. The artwork included the floor and everything around the tower. It was super cool, and I still have the image in my head of that tower and how the paint on the floor created different pattern. The way he does that is he places like blocks of wood so the paint goes around it and creates some cool pattern. Well, I thought today that I would try this. I have this little vials here that we had saffron in it, and we ate all the saffron, so now I filled them up with a little bit of water to weigh them down, and I'm going to place them on my canvas, so the paint, because I plan on pouring with this, I'll pour my paints in there and then place my vials and lift so the paint will go around and create some patterns. So that's the idea, and for that, I mixed my paints the usual way. For the heavy body paints, it's 50-50 paint medium, and then I add 25% water to the mix. This here is a little bit of fluorescent orange mixed with fluorescent yellow. I like to mix it so that way, when the yellow is under the black light, instead of glowing green like it usually does, it will glow a pale orange, more yellowish, and I quite like that. I have fluorescent red as well. All the colors I use will be in the description of the video as usual, and yeah, that's about it really. I think I have a hair in my mouth. Yeah, there we go. And I have one fluid acrylic. For the fluid acrylic, I use about 30% paint to 70% medium and about 10% water to that mix. I like adding the water after I mixed my paint and my medium. The medium is actually like paint without color, so it's just binder. And adding the water to the mix after, it lets me know how much I can add without underbinding the acrylic. Underbinding the acrylic is when you add too much water and you space out too much the binders of the acrylic for it to properly adhere to the support. So say you add more than 30% water, the water has too much volume in the paint and the binders aren't close enough together to stick to the canvas. Basically, that's it. That's one of the reasons I like to add. It's easier to calculate, and yeah, that's it. So I'll zoom you in and we'll get started with that. Alright, so what I'll start by doing is place this in the middle of my canvas, and then I will place my vials just around it in the shape I want it to. Let's put this one further away and this one closer. That way we'll experiment and see what the result is. This is a bit the same idea as the bottle. You know, the bottle, when you pour on it, there's bumps and it let the paint flow only in the creases. Well, this will let the paint flow around it, but it will create a pattern. So I'll start by my yellow. Then the red, fluorescent red. And then the pink. Then Naphtol red. And finally, Alizarin crimson hue. And now we lift and see what happens. So now I will cover my sides and then pop the bubbles using my hair dryer on low heat and low everything, low speed. Alright, so I feel like it's pretty much done changing, but wow. I have to admit I did not expect that exactly. The lines are a lot less pronounced than I thought it would be, but then again, playing with them on the canvas really created some nice swirls. I hadn't thought about that when I first started. I just went with the flow as I saw what the lines looked like and how when I moved the paint to cover my whole canvas, I saw a beginning of a swirl, so I just went with it and tilted a little more, made a little more swirl just to emphasize that swirl here and here. A little less here, but still kind of cool. We can see the lines that it created, and I quite like that. One thing about this painting is I can't wait to put it under a black light. I'm pretty sure the color that is outlining the cells here is the mix between the yellow and the orange, and I think it's going to look amazing. That lacing under the black light will look incredible. I have a bunch of cells in the middle, really like it. It's nice, but mainly I really like the movement in this one. It really makes the eye travel around the canvas. You follow the line and then another line, swirl, swirl, and another line here, a swirl. Cells, cells, lacing. So yeah, and the color combination is pretty amazing as well. Really warm, lovely. And yeah, I like analogous color harmonies like that. They're pretty. When I mean analogous color harmony, is a color harmony created by using colors that are next to each other in the color wheel. And it's not a harmony that I usually work with. I usually like to create complementary harmonies. Contrast and such, but here the contrast is really between the yellow orange and the darker alizarin crimson hue, and the darker Naphtol red, and I really enjoy that. Love how the pink is mixing as well with the red, really subtle. It's a lovely painting and it really exceeded all my expectations. I'm really happy with it, and I can't wait for it to dry, and I can't wait to put it under a black light. I really hope it dries well. It's kind of hot today, and tomorrow is gonna be even hotter, so I hope it doesn't crack, and I hope the heat doesn't affect the viscosity of the paint too much and cause it to move too much. But I think I'm pretty leveled here for once, so fingers crossed. Oh, and yeah, for my taste, the closer the little vial was, the better the lines came out. So, but you could see what happened with the other. They were all placed at different length away from my funnel, my homemade funnel, top of the bottle. So yeah, I'm a happy painter. And we're back, and I really like the result, and I'm really happy with it. I can't wait for it to dry, can't wait to put it under a black light. You guys are lucky, you get to see it in a couple of seconds in the outro. I have to wait a full 24 hours at least before I can touch it and put it under a black light. But I think the patience will pay off. Looking at it now, I really enjoyed painting this one, and I really enjoy the look of it. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that video, and if you liked it, give it a like. It helps me out a lot. And on that note, thank you guys for watching. I hope you have a great day. Make sure to subscribe for more, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!